everyone, welcome to part 3 of our tutorial. So we'll just do a quick recap. If you remember, in part 1 we learned how to do the Christmas scrappy blocks. In part 2 we've learned how to do some raw edge applique and we made our snowman. So now in part 3 we're going to learn how to join our blocks together. So let's find our blocks and we'll get started. So we'll just roll this one up, get that out of the way. Oh, dropped everything. Okay, so these are our blocks. Ta-da! So the first thing that we're going to do is, let's just move them for a second, is we're going to do some cutting some fabric out. So here I've got a 1-inch strip of green, which I'm going to put on the back of the block. And here I've got a 2-inch strip of black for the front, and what I've done with the black is I folded it in half and just pressed the top there. So that's going to be on the front and that's going to be on the back. Okay, now let's bring in our blocks. Right, so the first piece goes on to the top like so. So this is your raw edge here. Can you see if I just fold it open? And that is the folded side. So we're going to put the black strip on the top. Now I made them 2 different colours on purpose so that you could tell the front from the back. So just to make it easier to visualise what we're doing. So I'm going to put that up right to the edge there, like that. I'm going to flip the block over and I'm going to put the 1-inch strip, which in this case is the green one, onto the back, and I'm going to line one of the raw edges up with the raw edge of the block. Now if you notice, I've made the strips roughly the same length as the block. I do make it a fraction longer, just to allow for any errors on my part. Now at this point you can use pins to line these up and pin them together, just to make sure nothing moves under the sewing machine, but you know me, I sew rogue, so I'm not going to do that. Right, so let's take this to the sewing machine. Bring in the sewing machine. Da, 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 da. Let's zoom you in and we can all see what we're doing. All right, so I have got my 1/4-inch foot on my sewing machine, because you do need a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So having a 1/4-inch foot is super helpful, and if you haven't got one, please do get one. They are really handy. So now I'm going to bring in my material and I'm just going to check that I've got everything lined up. Yes, I have. And we're going to go from the top with a 1/4 inch. That's without knocking the camera again. So there we go. Press the foot down, needle down, and I've got a stitch length of 3, and I'm just going to do a basic standard straight stitch. And I'll keep checking to see if everything is all lined up, which I think it is. And off we go. And off we go. There we go. And I'm just going to have a stop just to check that I'm lined up still. Yeah, looks good. Off we go again. I'm just going to stop again. Check we're still lined up. All the way down to the bottom. Okay. Needle up. Press the foot up. She says. Out we come. Okie dokie. Snip off the threads, push that back, and let's see what we've got. So at this point we have got, oh, let's get rid of those threads at the top there. Oh, Okay, so this is what we've got. On the back, we've got our 1-inch strip, as you can see. And then on the front, we've got our 2-inch strip. Now, as you can see, that will fold over. So the theory behind this is we are now going to join this block to the green strip. And what will happen after we've joined it, it'll all butt up nicely together like this. This will fold over the top and that will be your join. So let's get on and do that now. So we're going to turn the snowman over, turn your scrappy block over. So we'll just see, we've got wrong sides together. And we're going to line this up with the raw edge of the green piece. Just have a quick check. Can you see I've gone a bit wonky here? So let's line the blocks up just to make sure, well, as best you can. It doesn't have to be, you know, wonderful. And then we'll turn it back over. Let's just line this up at the front here. Now you can use pins, you can use clips, but you know what I'm like. Okay, so this is what we've got. I'll just show you. So there we go. Wrong side, wrong side. And we're lining it up like that. So then we're going to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to sew down there 1/4 inch. Okay, let's bring the sewing machine in. There we go. Now obviously mine's a bit rough and ready here, and yours will be wonderful at home, but mine's just for demonstration purposes, so it can be a little tricky, so just persevere, and this part might get in your way, so just pull it back, pop it under the machine. So we're going to do that 1/4 inch, get everything lined up. There we go. Line it up. You know, we're nearly finished. Can you believe that? Nearly finished. Okay, so it's not perfectly lined up, but like I say, it's just a demonstration. You can spend lots more time doing this at home. And off we go. Every now and again, it's good to just stop, check, readjust, and carry on. Keep going. And done. Heel up, press the foot up. Let's zoom you all out. Snip off those threads. Where's my scissors gone? Really? Snippy snip. Snippy snip. Push that back. So now, when we open it up, we will have something that looks like that. Now, let's just zoom in so you can see the middle. Now, this is the back. So we have a lovely, lovely, oh, without those threads, ignore those threads. So we're all sewn in on the back. That's the back join. Now you can make this the same colour as your fleece. You can make it contrasting so it becomes a feature, but this is a scrappy blanket, so this is what we've got. Now on the front, now, can you see down this centre piece here that these fleecy blocks, can you see? They butt up lovely together. Now there is no bumpy seam, there is nothing. They fit beautifully together. So if you've got your 1/4 inch seams accurate and you've done everything correctly, that is what you should get. Now that is perfectly flat. So all that's left to do now is to fold our piece of fabric over. Now you can take this to the iron if you want to, but just be careful that you don't iron on any of the fleecy parts. Fold it over like this, and all we're going to do now, let's just zoom out. So we're folding it over like that. and we're just going to top stitch all the way down as close to that edge as we can, and that's it, done. The mystery of joining the blocks is now solved. When you read the instructions on the method on how to do this, it just sounds so complicated, but when you watch someone do it, it really isn't as hard as you think. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine now and I'm going to top stitch. I'm not going to show you that part because we all know how to top stitch. Top stitch. So I'll meet you back here in a second, okay? And we're back. I've top stitched all the way down there. I'll just zoom in, then you can have a look. And when you match the thread, you see it's barely visible. And I'll just flip you over to the other side, and as you can see what happens, you do get a small line of stitching that's visible on the other side. But as you can see, I matched the bottom bobbin thread to the colour of the fleece behind, just to make it less visible. So there we go. That's it. We're done. We have joined our blocks together. Fabulous. So what you would do now is you would get your another block on this side, and you would do exactly the same as what we've done here on that block to join that block to that block for as many blocks as you want in your row. And then we would join the rows together in the same way. It's just that this would be longer because it would be the entire width of your row, but the basic principle is just the same. You do it in exactly the same way, it's just that your strips are longer. So there we are, everybody. So I really hope that everybody has enjoyed this tutorial. I enjoyed making the quilt, I enjoyed demonstrating it, the techniques at the workshops, and it's been really fun to do. So I hope that everybody has a go, and I hope that I've took some of the scariness out of joining the blocks together. Honestly, give it a try. It really is much easier than you think. Okay then, so, and that's it. That's all from me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish making my Christmas quilt, and then I will bring it along to the workshops for everybody to see, and then it'll be donated with the rest of the Christmas quilt. Okay everyone, so I'll see you at the next demonstration. Okay, thank you, bye.